Hello everyone, today we are going to work on this gameplay settings, and if we make some change and try to go back without applying, we will see this notification or prompt to saying that you have unsaved changes. We have the option to either apply or discard. If we discard, changes will not be saved, it will remain as before. And here again, let me reset, and if I press back with apply, now they are saved. So yeah, that's what we are going to work on in this episode. Apply discard for unsaved changes. And before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel. Here is the full playlist of this series. You can follow through these episodes and implement everything by yourself. So I'll leave links to everything in description below. And yeah, now let's get back to today's episode. Alright, so let me show you what we have right now. If I go to settings and gameplay, everything is working. We can change settings and apply, reset, everything is working. But if I press back without applying, here, let me make some change and press back, it just goes back. I don't get any warning that says you have any unsaved changes. So that's what we need to work on today. So to implement that, let me first open our gameplay settings widget, and here we already have back, which is already bound to back button implemented in the parent. So here let's add a branch, and we need to check if it is false. So here we need to check if we have any unsaved changes. If we don't have any unsaved changes, we can just go call the parent and go back. But if we do, we need to show the window. So here let's add a function has unsaved changes, and it should return a boolean of yes, yeah, that would work. So how do we determine if we have any unsaved changes? We can get the CLM user settings, VP-CLM user settings, and get default gameplay settings. Yeah. Let me open the. So yeah, this either we would have to go one by one. This is where we return the current values, and here we can get mouse settings and also get what else, difficulty and Y invert settings too. Mouse invert, yeah, it's not this invert, and then difficulty. Now we need to compare these values, these current values, with the settings that we already have here. So this part, actually this part, let's collapse to a function, because what it does is creating a structure with all the current settings. Current means the settings that we have in the UI, not the settings that we have already saved. So let's call it get current gameplay settings. New settings, yeah, because not the saved settings. That makes more sense. And let's make it pure. Okay. Now let's go back here. We can use this function now to get new settings. Break and compare each value. Difficulty equal the saved value. So everything should be equal. If, and let me align them properly. So let's do an AND of all together. So if this is true, that would means we don't have any unsaved changes. If this is false, that would mean we have unsaved changes. Now that this function has unsaved changes, let's do a not, because if this is true, that means it should return false. If it is false, if the AND is false, it should return true. And is false means we have unsaved changes. Yeah. Let's go here. Let's get the function as unsaved changes. Let's make it view. Okay. Now here we need to get dialog. Yeah, we already implemented this in the in the parent class. This is what it does. It just create, if we don't already have one, if we create a confirmation dialog widget and return it. We have already worked on these things, so explained in previous episodes. I hope you remember. If not, you can refer to previous episodes. So here, show to button dialog, and now the message should be something like you have unsaved settings, and option should be apply or discard. Let's promote this to a variable. Unsaved changes message. Let's say you have unsaved changes, and button 1 apply, button 2 discard. And the next step would be binding an event to input dispatch. So first I'll unbind if there are any already bound events, in case, just to make sure that no older functions are already bound here, because this is something that we reuse across panels. And bind to on input dispatch. Create event and create a matching function. Okay, so if let's set a branch, if it is yes, we need to call apply and then call back again. So it will save settings and redirect us back to the previous menu page. If this is false, we need to discard current settings. So how do we do that? We already have changed settings in the UI. So perhaps we can call initialize options again. This should reinitialize all the settings we have with the saved settings, and then we can call back. So yeah, that would return false if we have any unsaved changes. So now let's test this. Let's go to gameplay. Let's change something and go back without applying. You have unsaved changes, apply, discard. Let's try discard. Now the changes are not saved. Oh, why is this duplicated? I know, because we call initialize again, but there we are not removing already, because it already again create options. So we need to make sure that we remove all the widgets. So to do that, initialize, initialize options. Here, let's get a reference to CB options and clear children. That should avoid duplication. Okay, let's test. Gameplay. Let's make some change. Medium. Press back. You have unsaved changes. Apply. So it should now medium. So it's saved. Change again to easy. Back. Discard this time. Now easy will not be saved. So that means it remains on medium. Okay, so it's working. And that's we need to implement reset. Oh, we already implemented that reset. Okay, so I think that should be all for this episode. We have the reset option and apply and back, and we have the prompt. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link will be in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.